vinyl community. Hello, Bruno, in Brittany, France. Um, well, this is a response to the thread launched by Dillon, Noble Records, and it is a quarantine version to the Vinyl Tag 2020. So thank you for the VC, because there is so many good videos at the moment online. I don't have so much time myself because I work in this room, so I don't have so much time, but it is a way for me to thank people that put videos online, and it's so fun. I've got the questions here, and I'll try to answer to all of them. First question, the favorite album from your hometown? I will go for this one. This is Milen Favenek. It's a psychedelic and folk album from 73 or 74, and we used to have here a small label that launched 13 albums during the 70s, and they were good albums, each of them, so this is the one that I chose. Milen Favenek. The name of the album is Bass Dance. Next one, an album you highly recommend. This is Cochemea, All My Relations, and it is on the Dapton Records label. It's this old-fashioned way to put a record in it, and it's an instrumental piece from this guy who was part of the orchestra with Sharon Jones, and he made this album, which is very good. It's a mix between, it's a fusion between Indian music or Native American music, I don't know. It's very percussive driven, and jazz, and sometimes funky and soulful. Yeah, it's all of that. So it is Cochemea, All My Relations. A tip for a beginner. Well, I came back in collecting records in 2014, and in that period I tried to go to many genres, and of course you can't always buy OGs, so I went to reissues, and in the beginning of my searching for new music, for old music on new reissues, sometimes I was convinced that the album I was purchasing was a masterpiece, because it had this hype sticker that says, oh, this is a masterpiece, very rare music, you should have this, you must have this in your collection. Well, it's not always true. So maybe when you want to get some rare music, try to listen to them before, on Spotify, on YouTube, anywhere you want to listen to them. But yeah, don't just expect hype stickers to be saying the truth. Yeah. First record that make you go in deeper in music. Well, there is so many. I don't know, because I'm so curious that sometimes you have so many albums that make you try another path in music. But I chose this one. It is the Black Rose, the first album in 1990. And when I bought this one, I thought it was a classic rock album. And yeah, it may be a classic rock album, but it is more than that. And it is soulful, it is very like 70s music. You have this voice, you have this energy. So with this album I went deeper in a new way to listen music. Black Rose. An obscure record people may not know about. I chose this one. This is Johnny Casino, Trade Winds. And Johnny Casino once played with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. And it is pressed on 3 labels. La Villanova Recordings, Beast Records, and Folk Records. And it is pressed in Spain, I think. But Beast Records is like a regional label with many Australian rock artists. And this one is it's a garage rock album, so this is why I chose it. Yeah, good one. A group or an artist you collect all the album. Well, I will go for this guy, Anna Bashung. This is one of the best singer-songwriter artists. He is a singer-songwriter, but not folky one. It's more an indie rock artist, and he passed away around 10 years ago. And he had a way to make music that was very very experimental. He was always searching for new sounds, so his albums are very good. The first one, or the first one I got, Pizza, in the late 70s, no, 81. Passer le Rio Grande. This one is maybe not the best. Sure. Novice. Osez Joséphine. On this one there is a side recorded in Memphis and the other one in Brussels. I think that in this one you have this guitarist called Sonny Landreth. Chatterton, my favorite, Fantaisie Militaire, Bleu Pétrole, and the last one was came out last year. It is an album that was unfinished, and they decided to put it out like it is. So it's surely not so sophisticated or worked as was the others, but it's a good one. Maybe this one is more folk because there is it is like simple music, very very dry. A band second album is better than the first one. I chose this band, Aphrodite's Child, the first album, and of course the second one, 666. You know, I think this band, this one is very poppy, and this one is really good and psychedelic. So with Vangelis in the writing, and you have this singer that I heard after this album, or after this one. I heard it so much when I was a child because he decided to make cheesy French chansons in France. Demis Roussos. Yeah. Cheesy. Really cheesy. Guacamole. Well, I just have to pick one. I don't look at it and show it. Oh, it is this one, Super Fury Animal, MWNG. Very good album that I heard about in the VC, thanks to Fred, Big Star 1000. It is a Welsh album, indie rock, and it is sung exclusively in Welsh, this one, yeah. The album you listen to the most. It's not an easy choice for me, because there are several, I don't know, I'm too old now to just say it is this one, no, I don't know. So I chose China Crisis, From the Imperfection. It's an English, relatively obscure band that was very successful with this album and with this single, King in a Catholic Style. Yeah, so this album has a specific mood. Yeah. A crazy fact about an album. Well, I decided to go for this one. This is Tenderlenius, The Shakedown, featuring the 22 Orchestra. And this album was made in one day in the Abbey Road studio in London. And Tenderlenius, who is the leader of a band called Robbie Rushton, a jazz band in London, he had just one day to make a session in Abbey Road. And it was the 26th of March 2017. And as his band, the members of his band wasn't at that time in London, he decided to make some calls and get some other musicians for this specific album. And so you can find, for example, here Yusuf Days from Yusuf Kamal at that time. And this is a very good one. For me, it's a masterpiece. I love it. So this is Tenderlenius, The Shakedown, and featuring the 22 Orchestra, which is a name inspired by the name of the label, 22A. You're collecting pet peeves. I don't know exactly what means this expression. Well, I can't understand the question, but this is my answer. Sorry. When I go to purchase an album, you can find here three types of stores. You have record store, proper record stores with people knowing their job. They can give you a piece of advice. And you have a charity shop. You can, with a few euros, get some albums, 1-2 euros, no problem. And there is as well, there is also what we can call used record store, not used stores that sell used items, and they are not specialists of nothing, but they just sell things that people previously used. Furniture, books, records, guitars, you name it. And when you go in this type of stores, sometimes you have an album that is a wreck and the price is 15 euros, for example. So you go to the shopkeeper and you just, maybe this one is a little overpriced. And the answer is always the same. Everywhere in Brittany here, it's, oh, but you know, this is a specialist who made this price. Oh yeah. So I take the album and then I leave it to the specialist. So I never met a proper specialist in that sort of store, but there is always one in the team. An album or genre people would be surprised that you like. This female singer is Sheila, and Sheila in France, it is she was like Demis Roussos, one of the most cheesy singer you can find in France during the 60s and the 70s. And as she was getting old, the success was no more there. So in the end of the 70s, she decided to go for disco music. And she made her first album in that type with special dances. And then she decided, which was a good idea, to ask to two persons to make a second disco album. And these guys are Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers. So this is the most cheesy singer you can find here in France, but this is a very good, this is a single, and this is my only picture disc, by the way. And so you can go to Spacer. It is created by Chic, the Chic organization, as they said at that time. And so yes, Sheila. But don't buy the other albums. No. A record from the year you are born. Oh, this one is very easy. No comment. 10 inches records. Well, I don't have so much of this format, but I've got this one. This is Thundercat, Drunk. And this is multiple 10 inches. Four of them with some animals. Thundercat, Drunk. Neo soul artist. Yeah. Interest fact about an album. Well, I don't know if it's interesting at all, but it happens to me. It happened to me. It's about this album. This is 22 Posto Porco. It is indie band from the 80s to the 2000s. They split up, I think, 4 years ago, and they are coming back together. They are two brothers and playing guitars and bass, and another one, so it's a trio playing drums. And this album came out in '89, and at that time I was a young journalist, and I had the opportunity to interview these guys, and it was the singer who answered to me, and it was 3,000 kilometers from home for them in Brittany, in South Brittany, and well, it was just a small venue, very small, like a bar. In the interview, I just said to them, and this song, Don't Play Cello. I was very surprised you don't you didn't play it tonight. And the way they were staring at me, I understood that they didn't expect this sort of question. They didn't expect anyone to know them in this rural area, and with so few people coming to see them. Yeah. This is my fact. An album with an animal. It's Marc Moulin Entertainment, and it was launched in 2004. I think it's one of his most recent works, and Marc Moulin, funky, yeah, a crazy hardcover. It is Zito Righi em Seu Conjunto from Brazil. The name of the album is Alucinolandia, and it is a reissue from Superfly Records. Good records you can get for cheap here in Brittany. I don't know why, but I'm not the guy who purchase multiple copies of the same album. So when I get one, it's okay. And then if I get multiple copies, it is because it's cheap. So, for example, it's the case for this one, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. I don't know why, but I found, I think in 2 years, these 3 copies and or 2 extra copies and I think I will give them to someone one day. I don't sell. No. And a second example of that, it is this one, Brendan Crocker and the 5 O'Clock Shadows. It is an Englishman who made this country folky album in the 89, and I got it on CD when it came out, and then I found this 2 copies for, I don't know, maybe €5, and this single for €2, maybe less, €2, yeah. I love this one, yeah, and there is Mark Knopfler playing on it, and I thought he was producing it, but no, and yeah, an album with an acquired taste. This one. I didn't get it the first time I listened to this one, and it made me. I needed time to really appreciate what the music here. But now I'm convinced, yeah. And the last one is the last acquisition. Very simple. I can't go to stores at the moment because I'm here in my house or in the garden or in the store for food. But so I have to order online. And the last one I got is this one, Deus, In a Bar Under the Sea. It is a post-punk rock band from Belgium, and if you don't know them, and if you like the Pixies, for example, just try this one. And yeah, Deus from Belgium, really good. Thank you for watching, and please comment. Goodbye.